Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the story proper for Gravity Rush 2. The game doesn't explain anything.
As
You need,
in,
you
what do you
need.
mean?
Okay, so we're in a completely different area from the setting from the last game, and the game doesn't explain it at all.
It's
You
just
need to watch the anime miniseries to get an explanation as for why they're here.
it's just really odd that it jumps straight into it.
Well,
Yeah.
starting in medias res is normal.
The
Not
problem is it doesn't explain how
This
they
is
got here.
this is the kind of en media res that anime writing does more often than Western writing, though.
Yeah, it's like because it's safe to assume that the game doesn't spend time building to this point because this is just the next thing that happens in the beginning of the
The
game.
Japanese, in
Yep.
general, seem to be more okay with not knowing things than Western audiences are. I don't really understand why that is, but
Well, that's entirely how their horror works.
if this isn't horror.
No, I'm saying as an example, that's entirely how their horror works.
Oh, yeah. I guess I get what you're saying. I don't.
The lack of detail can be
I'm not
scary.
stupid big on Japanese horror, but I have played Fatal Frame, and yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
No, in Japanese horror, the horror is you have no idea what's going on and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's like it's like the philosophical version of it's scarier if you don't know what's chasing you.
Are we in a lava lamp?
It looks like a lava lamp.
This
Are
would
we
be
Big
a
Daddy?
whole lot more cinematic and impactful if you weren't spinning around like a fucking Hitmontop.
I have nothing else to do.
You could sit there and take it in, like
You could jump off the edge.
it's
No,
like
I can't do
what
that.
is
That's
it
a
with
wall.
people who just can't let a moment be a moment in a game? They got a teabag, or they got a backslide everywhere, or they got to spin around on a fucking elevator for 5 minutes.
You don't like it? Play the game yourself.
I will.
It's $14.99 off of Amazon.
Oh yeah, the game won't let you walk off the edge. Okay. Oh, lava lamp, come back.
Ooh. Okay.
Somebody left the kryptonite fog on again.
Luthor.
So are we Cat in the
You
Big
know-
Daddy suit?
Superman 64 would have been a lot easier with gravity rush controls. Just saying.
I don't know. Superman kind of moves like he's not in control of gravity in that game anyway, so
Exactly.
I'd still
So
say
when
it's the
you're
same
in
thing.
control of gravity, you control better. You get it?
Somebody mod N64 Metropolis into Gravity Rush.
No, please no. God no.
I mean,
did we fly?
I mean,
Did
functionally,
we
it's
fall
just
through rings in the last game?
There might have been a side quest.
I know we had
to.
to. I know there was stuff that we just collected.
I
I'm
think
not
there
sure
were
if we
some
ever.
fly through rings mini games, but not many. I don't think.
I only remember Ryan like falling to collect stuff, but not necessarily rings.
Why are we in first
We
person?
could blow on some.
Don't tell me it's
tornadoes.
Cat in the stupid suit.
Yes.
This is
Had to pull an all-nighter fixing that
just
gear.
you
for
know
the record, don't
picturing
work on shit if
Cat
you're
in the
fatigued.
stupid bulky suit is just putting this dumb smile on my face as like I really like Cat as a character. I'm glad to be to be watching someone playing as her again.
I mean, she has to pay for her not house somehow.
Well, she's not in Hexaville anymore.
Oh,
She's
she's not.
I was gonna say like she's paying rent on that pipe. Man, even the homeless
the reason
people
she
in the
was saying
city
it-
have to pay rent. That sucks.
Yeah, she was staying in the pipe because it doesn't have rent.
So, where does she live now?
She is living with a mining lady because she has nowhere else to stay in this new world.
Can I just say that the credits font looks like it doesn't fit anything. It looks like it was edited in a movie editor. Like
It certainly
Yeah, it probably
clashes a
was.
little bit with the setting.
it doesn't
at
even
the
fit with the
moment.
subtitle font. Like they look like they're from completely different games. Like the silly lightning bolt thing underneath the credits, along with that font, makes me think that we're sitting down to play like the game version of an Avengers cartoon or something.
It gives me Nick at Night vibes for some reason. No, not Nick at
You mean
Night.
Snick?
I mean, the word
Uh,
producer looks
Teen
fine.
Nick.
That little subdued yellow font there, but then below that, there's this like cartoony as hell.
It reminds me of iCarly for some reason.
It just sticks out to me because in games and movies these days we see a lot of really elaborate, well put together credit sequences. So And this just looks
All right.
like they did the thing mobile Final Fantasy did and just used the freest fucking font that they could find because they didn't have the budget for a paid font.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure if we went into this with the first commentary, because it was a while ago. But the director of Gravity Rush was Kichiro Toyama, who directed the first Silent Hill game.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Interesting.
nice.
It's quite a shift.
That explains a lot, actually. That explains quite a lot.
Well, at least he's still getting work.
Cat. You? No! Why are you here? You're the last person I want to be trapped at the end of the world with.
Why are you just taking off your protective gear? Can you not?
Because it's too heavy to run from that thing from.
Why are you bothering to wear like a tank top and shorts?
Well, you don't want to not wear anything under that kind of
No,
thing.
I mean like her actual costume would probably fit into the bulky suit easier. I'm just saying.
Well, it's
It'd
probably,
probably
it's probably-
chafe.
well, it's also probably just more comfortable to wear that underneath the big suit.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm surprised, because normally if you're wearing a big ass bulky suit, you're wearing like the equivalent of a onesie. This is a straight up casual
Ah,
tank
damn it!
top
They
and
stole the
shorts.
goal sign again. This is why I never play Crisis City. Fucking trolls me every time. I never see it coming either.
Sonic games, am I right?
Fourth Mania playthrough.
I will be upset. There's not
I
really
want
much
Ted
else
to
I
play
can do
Chat
about
versus
it.
Sonic.
What
I
was
want
with that
Ted to play
weird-
Chat versus
What
Sonic
was with
Mania.
that weird halfway aborted trick jump? Like
I have
What?
no idea
Well,
what.
it's when you're trying to be Tony Hawk, but you get anxiety in the middle of the trick.
you did a weird sort of trick flip and then you snapped to the ground.
Wait, John, what's Chat versus Sonic Mania?
Also, can I just say
John smiles gleefully.
I'm getting
in
tired
the
of every
shadows.
game needing to have a jump animation where your character flails like an idiot because they don't know how to jump. Okay, this is a lady with gravity powers. She knows how to fall with style. She doesn't need to Nathan Drake her way around platforms. Okay, just saying. Hi.
Actually, Kat's cat has gone missing, so she doesn't have gravity powers.
You know, until I saw the
Oh.
tattoo on your face, I thought you were a Pokemon character. That's a
What happened to
weird
the cat?
design.
It's just gone. Watch the anime midquel.
Wait, what? Well, I mean, like, even Infamous 2 actually showed us, like, taking off, like, on a boat.
Nope, they don't explain it. Watch
And
the anime
then,
midquel.
then they show, like, a fight with the Beast, who
Watch the anime midquel.
who beats your ass and leaves you dunked in the water where all your powers electrify away because water is your weakness. Come on.
For the record, the anime is
Did
called
the
Gravity
cat
Rush,
take the weird
Animation
costume
Overture.
with it too? Was like she wearing the cat the whole time, like Cat Bayonetta?
Here's your recap. You got sucked into a thing, and now you're here. The end.
Oh, okay. We're getting some real Kingdom Hearts shit going on, man. I mean, I wasn't wrong. This is a way more well-paced and cinematic opening to a story. than we
No,
got in
because
the
Kingdom
DLC
Hearts doesn't give you the benefit of a recap. You gotta go back and read that shit yourself.
I mean, it would be a decent opening, but it is a lot to skip. You know, I guess is the big thing. Like, it is a lot of stuff to just not.
Man, and
have
I
in
love the
game.
way they set up the worlds in these games. Like we're on this like barge thing, pulling up to these barge houses in this floating fog hellscape, and yet everyone
thing-
is so used to it that it's all so pleasant and happy.
I do think Gravity Rush has very really nice. Wow, that is the best.
It has a
sentence
really
I've ever said.
interesting conceptually setting, and it works well with that most of the time. It doesn't really flesh it out quite as much as I would like, or at least it didn't in Gravity Rush 1. I'm not sure about 2.
Banger. That's a real
Banga.
banger there.
It's
Banger the
probably
second-
Banga
pronounced, probably
settlements.
pronounced more like
That's
Banga.
Ring da bang da.
Bunga.
You ruined my joke. But yeah, I like that it's a different take on fantasy, I guess is the thing. It's not like quite steampunk either, so it's I just think it's really cool.
It's a very unique setting, which I appreciate a lot.
Oh, and this is one of those kind of like, those those like really hard, harsh frontier kind of settlements where everyone has to pitch in and pull their weight by necessity. So the attitude toward that is pretty rough, I suppose.
Yeah, they're
That's mostly just the head of the mining group.
Oh
So.
yeah, I know, but like,
they're going for like a old fishing or mining town. A lot of like fishing dock town kind of
yeah.
vibes
But it's
here.
like no one's gonna look on you with pity if you're very obviously lazy and then complaining that you don't have enough food.
This isn't the only hub world. It gets way bigger after the first bit.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate that kind of design in more open games where you have a kind of small open area where you're free to learn the ropes of the game without too much danger, but then after a plot gate opens, you can just go wild. Breath of the Wild does it, Horizon Zero Dawn does it, Witcher 3 does it. It's a lot more interesting than what a lot of older Bethesda games do, which is stick you in a really confined dungeon for half an hour and make you play through that every time you replay the game. And then you get out and it's like, "Oh, you can go anywhere now." You don't have half the knowledge you need to go anywhere, but you can if you want.
So how much bigger is Gravity Rush 2 compared to the first game?
Okay, so last game we had 4 major quote unquote areas that were connected by that train.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 tiers of areas. Obviously, this goes for the rich, middle class, poor areas that you go to. Each of those is about 1/2 to 2/3 the size of one of the areas from last game. So it's bigger, but it's about like in total about like 1.5 times bigger.
Oh, okay. Makes
Not
sense.
like a huge amount, but not.
I would say,
tiny either.
just from early signs, though, I would say that the areas you go through are also a bit more intricate and lively than they were in the Vita game. So
The Vita game at least has the excuse that it's running on a Vita.
yeah,
There's only
yeah.
much
So
they can do.
things were conceptually interesting, but maybe a little barren. But here we're running through a town. We've got a bunch of people to talk to and all of that.
So in the anime series, do they talk in the weird semi-French or do they talk in Japanese?
It's the semi-French with subtitles. Again, the mid-cool is like 1 episode.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
It was just a tie-in, and then it explains why.
I'm surprised they bothered to do the weird pseudo French stuff in the anime though, because when game franchises from Japan do tie-in anime stuff, they usually don't bother with linguistic consistency. Like,
It was mostly so they wouldn't have to dub it
well, yeah, but
in
it's
other
like
languages.
it's like, Resident Evil speaks English for the entire series, but the moment they try to do a CGI movie, everyone's talking Japanese in America for some reason. And it's because they don't have half as much faith that moviegoers will want to deal with subtitles like the video game guys will.
Well, to be fair, we live in a world where the Oscars just happened and everybody's like, Parasite's subtitles is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, I love that someone posted the clip from what's his name from The Office looking through the blinds with a small smirk on his face. It's like everyone else finally getting into the subs versus dubs debate anime fans have been having since the early '90s.
Uh-huh.
That's like a real thing, though. Right
Imagine,
now is,
Yeah.
imagine though living in the year 2020 and thinking the Oscars are important. Okay.
I mean, they are, but they're not. But they are. They're
But
not
they've never
important
been,
because they should
but they've always
be.
been. But they
They
will never be.
They matter to the extent of a lot of middle tier awards like cinematography, because those rarely get awards to
I
begin
know.
with.
It's like the filmmaking community needs its, like, we get together and talk about how good things were, but, like, the moment you start trying to formalize those things, the money makers roll in and start taking control, and they only care about what the mainstream consumers like.
It's more useful for a behind-the-scenes thing, because if you're like an Academy Award-winning cinematographer or sound designer, not only do you get to charge a lot more for your services, you get to be a lot more picky on what you get to work on.
Yeah, I know. It's just, the moment you
if you're-
actually realize the nature of the beast, it becomes a whole lot less impressive when people say, hey, I was nominated for this or that and the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Meryl Streep. It doesn't really matter if she gets her 86th Oscar to go into her closet, but for whoever's getting best makeup, it matters a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I get that.
Tell you, man, when fucking World War IV starts, we're fucked when Meryl Streep brings in her Oscar army.
I know, right?
Like, what do you think she's been doing with all
It's like
these damn statues?
I'm glad the guy from Joker got an Oscar. That's nice, I guess. But
Yeah, Joaquin, he deserved it.
Yeah.
I feel, but
yeah, I mean, just watching the trailer, I could see his performance was nice. Yeah, but
I thought your performance in that trailer was
but
really
like
nice.
you know,
deserve
when
that
people
Oscar, man.
when people talk about it, they're not going to be talking about the actor and how good he did. They're going to be talking about how it's such a great step for comic book movies. Comic book movies. I like comic book movies, don't I? You know, don't you? Don't we? Comic book movies, we can take them seriously now because this one guy won an Oscar for
we've
his
been taking them
acting.
seriously since Nolan's trilogy. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't.
We need,
to-
but you know, people need their validation from professional sources.
Or what if you just like whatever movies you like? And
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Do you know what's the funniest part about Joaquin winning?
What?
The Joker is now the second character to ever win multiple Oscars as the character. The other is Don Corleone from The Godfather. No
That's
other.
right, because
no other,
Marlon Brando won one, and Robert De Niro. Didn't he
Yeah.
play Don Corleone?
I,
in the second movie.
I forget who did, but yeah, Don Corleone as a character portrayed 2 different times has won an Oscar. The Joker has now 2.
Did you just run on the fence?
Yeah.
You can do that?
I mean, it has width.
I've heard of fence sitting, but fence running.
I mean,
don't know what that means.
This game is much more technically sound than Gravity Rush 1. It's still like a AA title, so it still has its fair share of clipping and weird issues.
Yeah. That's why I say I really want to see what a Gravity Rush game with a AAA budget could do.
What makes something a AA game or a?
I was about to ask that too,
a
Ted. I'm glad I'm not the only one
regular
who was
A.
thinking about that.
Well, I've never heard
Well,
the term AA before, but yeah.
Well, like I was saying, AAA is like your Call of Duties, your
That
your
is
Mario
such
Odyssey.
that is such a weird way to refer to budgets, though, because like AAA's are the tiny batteries, AA's are the bigger batteries, and D's are the fucking most.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, this might just be me, but I feel like Nintendo doesn't fit the traditional mold of AAA game.
It's the easiest way to kind of explain it.
Yeah, but like generally speaking, Nintendo games are much lower budget than many other
Let's
franchises.
to explain it, to continue explaining it a little bit though. Like so again, for like your Call of Duties, your Halos, your Mario Odysseys, those are AAA. They have a lot of budget, they have a lot of time, they have a lot of effort put into
Big
selling
teams,
it.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Single A is something like your indie titles, small teams, small projects, not trying to sell it for a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Double A is something that's kind of disappeared from the gaming space a lot. Those are something like a lot of the PS2 and GameCube had them, like
Yeah.
Fatal Frame, like Fatal Frame. Or,
Yeah, it's like nobody cares about a game anymore unless it's like really big budget and impressive or really like the underdog. Like the super underdog indie game that's made on a shoestring budget and using like pixel art or whatever.
Yeah, nobody really talks about the middle dog on a casual Sunday stroll.
So something like this is a double A game. Something like, I guess, No More Heroes kind of straddles that line now.
I would say that Yakuza might also qualify. It's just gotten really popular lately.
I was gonna say initially it might have been. Today, not so much.
Yeah, it's not something seen as much. Again,
Well,
this is why I kind of consider a lot of Nintendo games.
Today, it's the popularity of the Yakuza series has really only changed in the West. It's always been popular in Japan, and it's always been a yearly series in Japan. So
Yes, but it's more recent that it's gotten a lot more money put into it
not
compared to those
really.
early
It's still working with more or less the same budget and time as always done. And it's still reusing stuff.
It definitely
all
has
over the
more
place.
notoriety, though, at the very least, compared to
a lot more
a couple years ago.
notoriety in the West specifically. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yakuza 0 just happened to hit the magic button after how many attempts?
Oh, it's one of those. Oh, it's one of those sticky hands that you can
Yeah,
like
sticky
go
hands.
throop
They put
and
on the
hit the
window.
wall. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love those. They get dirty and stop working in 10 minutes, but I don't care.
Oh, I really wish I had my magic cat right about now.
Oh my gosh, I want one really bad at the moment so I can go like doop,
Okay.
and hit the wall.
Which one is this? Is this Master Hand, Crazy Hand? Oh no, it's even
Oh,
crazier,
hi,
Sister
hi,
Looney Hand.
hi, Magic Cat.
Dusty, you're alive.
How convenient.
And just as always, that cat has seen some shit.
This cat is some shit.
It's a good thing I'm not wearing a skirt today. Okay, let's see.
Don't worry, that's what the DLC costumes are for.
There are costumes with skirts, yes.
Of
Is
course
this
there
an
are.
alternate costume, though? Just casual?
I believe so, yes. There are a lot of extra costumes in this game that are
Oh,
unfortunately
no.
tied to the online component.
I know we're definitely trying to be a AAA game in one respect. Gotta have the quick time events.
Now this is just explaining the game to you.
Oh, so they're just button prompts for tutorials. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day they'll be able to make a fan server to do this stuff, because I know Dragon Quest IX on DS had a similar sort of thing where there were temporary downloads, and they eventually made a fan server to put them up so people could download them again.
Yeah.
So I don't know how possible that is on PS4, but it would.
I
be
wish
nice if they
someone
were
would
able to
do that for Fable 2 so that I can get the fucking chicken suit and get that last achievement.
On the bright side, it's at the very least just extra costumes. It's not anything important, effectively.
Hey, costumes are very important, man. Just ask anyone who's played Super Mario Odyssey. You know, if we couldn't get shirtless boxer shorts Mario, the world would revolt.
I mean, that's true. Mario does have a hot bod.
I like
to have
how,
it.
like,
Need to have
Mario
nipple
players discovered the novelty of alternate costumes and they were, like, acting like it was the best thing ever added to their franchise. It's like, other games have been doing this for decades, man.
Yeah, but Mario did it now. Mario. I mean, the same sort of thing happened with Zelda too, where everybody loved playing dress up in Zelda.
I mean, I
Um,
think just everyone was glad to finally have something to do with the damn coins, but still.
Yeah, it is like the first game to do something interesting with them, though.
Oh, man. Bandages. You can tell he's really
Better
roughed
magic.
up because he got bandages.
I'm glad you're back, Dusty. Why'd you
Oh
go
wait,
away?
he brought our random metal frilly crap for
Yep.
us to put on.
Well,
So now we can look like our normal character. Yay!
I'm glad.
Thanks.
It would be weird to be flying around as a gravity superhero without the weird mesh one piece thing.
How many
Well-
coat hangers did he have to ruin to make that thing?
We'll see her in her normal outfit, thankfully, in the next part of Gravity Rush.